Welcome or welcome back to my channel, Lydia Lost the Plot. I'm Lydia and thank you so much for joining me today. We have another amazing book haul for you today. I am super excited about sharing these books with you. Normally I wouldn't do this many book hauls because I have just done one. However, I couldn't resist sharing these books with you. And when I say that when I got one of these proof copies, I screamed in my bookshop and ran around, I would not be lying. I was on the floor. It was too exciting. So we'll get to that eventually. But I hope you're having a lovely week and that you have been reading some good books and that you've got some nice reads to look forward to. This week I've been finishing off the book Sociopath by Patrick Gagne, which is an incredible memoir and I can't recommend it enough. I did speak about it in my wrap up that was posted on Wednesday, so if you want, go and head to that video next so that you can hear a little bit more about my thoughts on it. It is very, very good. But moving on to the book haul, which is what we're all here for, let's face it. This week I got some incredible books. So first was Northwoods by Daniel Mason. I was convinced this was going to be up for the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction. It wasn't. Okay, we'll move on. But I couldn't resist picking this up because it is a signed copy. And I love a signed copy. I'm such a book whore. So when I saw it was signed, I was like, I have to get it. I don't know whether I prefer this cover or the American cover, but it was signed. I had to get it. It's been on my list of books to read for ages. Everyone was talking about how fantastic it was. It was in loads of like best of 2023 books. So I was sort of, I had to. Right? Can't be blamed. Can't be blamed. Next up was the book lovingly sent to me by a publisher. I'm very lucky that I do get a lot of books through work from publishers. So this is 7 Days by Robert Rutherford. I don't know much about it other than the fact that it is a thriller. On the front it says, "Your father has been accused of murder. You have 1 week to save him." Which sounds pretty cool. I do love a cracking thriller and I enjoy a really good crime book, but they tend to be a little bit hit and miss with me. So I'll be excited to see, excited the right word? Yeah, I'll be excited to see what this has in store and whether or not it will be one of the books, the crime books that stays on my list. I think the last really great crime book I read would probably be 13 by Steve Kavanagh. I think he's amazing. And I really love his Eddie Flynn series. So I'm hoping that this has similar vibes. Next up is much anticipated. And this is And So I Roar by Abby Derry. If you can see the front there. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so pretty. This is the follow-up from The Girl with the Louding Voice, which was an incredible book. I read it, was it last year or the year before? Can't remember when, but it was not that long ago. And I was absolutely astounded by how brilliant the book was. It was so full of life and it's a book that every young girl should read because it's just all about finding your voice and about not being quietened by societal pressures or societal norms. And yeah, it was just so compelling and beautiful. And this is the follow-up and it's Adunni who is the main character. And I don't know anything else about it other than it is the sequel. I'm assuming that it's with a bit of time has passed and she's grown up. We left Adunni when she was, I think she was just coming out of her teens. So it'll be nice to see where she's up to. And I'm really excited to dive back into her writing because she's just such a wonderful writer. And I'm interested to see where she's going to go with the story. Sequels don't always work, so we'll see. But I'm definitely willing to give it a go. I also got this non-fiction book called In My Time of Dying, How I Came Face to Face with the Idea of an Afterlife by Sebastian Junger. And I didn't know much about this, but I requested it from HarperCollins because anything to do with death, grief, tragedy, misery, it's up my street, isn't it? We know this now. We know this is the ballpark of where I am. And I just thought it was such an interesting concept. So I'll read you a little bit of the back just because it's really interesting. It says, dying is the most ordinary thing you will ever do, but also the most radical. You will go from a living, conscious being to dust. Nothing in your life can possibly prepare you for such a transition. From Sebastian Junger, the best-selling author of Tribe and the Perfect Storm, a near-fatal health emergency leads to this powerful reflection on death and what might follow. Oh, yes, please. It's very slim, so I feel like I'll get it done in no time as well. But I love different people's perspectives on death, on the dying process, on grief. And I think someone that's had a unique experience such as Sebastian's, you know, that adding their voice to the table, it's something that I want to listen to and something that I want to read about. So I am super excited about this, and thank you to HarperCollins for my gifted copy of this because I am very pleased that I got it. Another advanced review copy that I got was Living Things by Muna Hachimi, which is a Fitzcarraldo. And I know absolutely nothing about this because it was unsolicited. But I'm super happy about it because anything by Fitzcarraldo I will give a read. And it's described as a genre-bending literary eco-thriller. So yeah, do with that what you will. Next up, I got, I mean, this is ridiculous amount of books. Do not think that this is a normal amount of books for someone to have. But as you can see from the ever-growing piles behind me, I can't be stopped. The next book I got was Rosarita by Anita Desai. She is a 3 times Booker shortlisted author. I've never read any of her work, but I'm super, super excited about it. And there's lots of like really cool buzz around this book. I don't know much about the actual plot. I don't really care. I just want to read it. Also, another tiny one. Like, what's going on with that? People are writing short fiction and I'm loving it. Okay, I am very excited. I've got to calm down. I've had an energy drink. And me and energy drinks are not good bedfellows. Do you know what I mean? I'm hyper enough as it is. No one needs me on caffeine. Okay, next up is Glorious Exploits by Ferdia Lennon. Again, I know nothing of this. I got this through work, so I am completely up for it. A lot of people have said it's really funny. A lot of booksellers have told me it's really funny and really witty. I know nothing about it. But I'm excited to get to it. If you've read this or you know anything about this, please comment. Please help me know when to read this and if it's any good. Also, if it's terrible, please don't comment. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Then, okay, prepare yourselves because the next 2 books are the best books I've ever hauled. Pretty much I've ever hauled, okay? Take a deep breath. Firstly, and you'll know why I'm excited about this. I mean, by now we all know my obsession with a certain author. Okay, it is You Like It Darker by Stephen King. His new collection of short stories. I am so excited. My favourite ever book is Nightshift by Stephen King. And that is a collection of short stories. It's got the best short story ever written. And I will die on that mountain. Called The Bogeyman. A terrible film was made of it. Don't watch it. But yeah, so I'm very excited about this. A lot of people I know have already started reading it and are like rating the stories out of 5. I don't want to know yet. I have to read it myself. So this is, I mean, it's going to be next, isn't it? Let's face it. And I'm super excited about it. These stories, I will tell you now. I'll tell you the story titles because I always feel like that's very exciting. Okay, so the first one is Two Talented Bastards. The Fifth Step, Willie the Weirdo, Danny Coughlin's Bad Dream, Finn, On Sliding Road, Red Screen, The Turbulence Expert, Laurie, Rattlesnakes, The Dreamers, and The Answer Man. They all sound so good. I know you shouldn't judge a short story by its title, but I will, and I am, and it sounds amazing. So I'm super excited about starting this. I mean, Stephen King is just the king. I'm funny. He's the top dog of storytelling and of short stories, so you can't beat it. So I had to immediately buy this, obviously. So I did buy this one, it wasn't just gifted, so you know, supporting everyone. And last, and by no means least, take a deep breath, collect yourself. She's here. I know! Sally Rooney's, my bookmark. Sally Rooney's new book, I think you pronounce it Intermezzo. I might be saying that completely wrong. I will try and learn. It's her proof. It has my name on the back. I'm very, very excited about it. And I cannot wait to dive into it. I loved Normal People. I loved Conversation with Friends. And I really loved Beautiful World, Where Are You? This is her 4th novel. And I just think it's going to set the world on fire. I've got this little bookmark. Look how cute it is. And it says, life itself, he thinks, every moment of life is as precious and beautiful as any game of chess ever played, if only you know how to live. Once again, I feel like she's done it again. I mean, she's just incredible. I think a lot of people are compared to Sally Rooney now. I think she has been described as the voice of a generation. And whilst I think that's quite a heavy mantle to put on somebody, I do think that there is a quality and a feel to her writing that is unlike anybody else. And she's doing something for women of my generation that so many other authors have just not done. And it's so good. And I cannot wait to dive into this one. And it's quite chunky. I think it might be her longest one. And I'm not sure how long Beautiful World, Where Are You it was, but I think it's the longest one. So a fantastic addition to my book haul this week. Alongside this and this, I'm just a happy bunny. I'm very, very pleased. So this was a bit of a whirlwind book haul. I wasn't going to do one, but I had to share it with you. I couldn't not share Sally Rooney and Stephen King, could I? So yeah, I'm super excited about getting to them. I am going to finish off Sociopath first. And then I've got to toss up whether or not I dive straight into the Stephen King and get my Stephen King fix, or whether or not I just go full deep dive into Rooney. I'm not sure which one to start with. Leave a comment down below if you have an idea about which one I should start with, or what you want to hear about first, because I'm sure that I'll be chatting about it in my wrap-ups, and you never know if the Sally Rooney and Stephen King are that good. They might even get a dedicated episode. But yeah, so I'm really pleased with my book haul. Once again, don't think that this is a normal amount of books to get. I don't buy them all. I get gifted a lot. And also support your independent bookshops, support your booksellers, and support your local libraries if you can. And remember that reading is all about sustainability. So it's not always about getting brand new books, but we can still celebrate and have great fun getting new books too. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this little foray, and I will see you all soon. So thanks and bye bye.